Hi, everyone. Today we're going to go over the rhetorical précis. Now, this is a very interesting spelling for précis because it's French, but it does say précis. So let's talk about these because you'll be doing them for the next 4 years. What is a précis? A précis is a way to describe the argument that the author is making in a text. Usually it's very structured and is about a paragraph or two in length. It also talks about all the rhetorical elements that are being used in your text. So how do we write a précis? Each sentence in the rhetorical précis is very structured, and there's a specific way you need to write it. So let's go over what each sentence needs so that you're clear on what you should do in your précis. Sentence number 1. In sentence number 1, we need to talk about who the author is of the piece. We need to talk about who and what is going on in this story. So you're going to talk about who wrote this piece and use a phrase describing them if possible. For example, I might say something like, New York Times editor Joe Smith. And it's important to say New York Times editor because it allows us to know why Joe Smith is reliable as an author of information. The next thing we need in this sentence is the type and the title of the work. The type of work refers to, is it a news article, a YouTube video, an opinion piece, a blog, a news article, any other type of text. Then we need the title of the work. After the title of the work, we put the date in parentheses. Now, it's important to have the date in parentheses because I could write an article in 2010 and then update it in 2020 with new data and information. If you have the 2010 article and I have the 2020 article and we're attempting to discuss the work, we might have totally different views because of the data included. Therefore, it is important to put the date next to the title so that we know when we're talking about this work. After the title and date, it's important to write a rhetorically active verb. These verbs sound like asserts, argues, suggests, implies, claims, supports, etc. These words tell us what the author is doing in the text. And after a rhetorically active verb, you need to use a that clause that states the main claim of this text. We need to know what the author is doing and what they are trying to achieve with this that clause. Sentence number 2. In sentence number 2, you need to explain how the author is developing their structure and supporting their argument. This sentence is all about the how. This means you need to reference specific types of evidence. So you need to compare and contrast, narrate, illustrate, and define. You also need to talk about what kinds of proof are they using. Are they using quotes? Are they using statistics? Are they using tables? What are they using to help get their point across? You also need to explain your evidence in the same order that they explained theirs in the text. Sentence number 3. Sentence number 3 talks about the author's purpose. Now, when we talk about the author's purpose, we talk about a 3-letter acronym, P-I-E, PI. PI stands for P, persuade, I, inform, and E, entertain. So what is the author doing? Are they trying to persuade me that I should change my opinion about something? Are they trying to inform me with articles and data and numbers or statistics? Or are they trying to entertain me with a cool story that does not change my life? Then you need to explain what the author wants the audience to do, feel, or understand after they read the text. This is a key sentence because it gives the reader a direction for what the author is trying to get from them or get them to do, think, or feel. The fourth sentence describes who the audience is. So, are we speaking to a group of teachers, a group of parents, a group of students, a group of 5-year-olds, a group of grandmothers, a group of people with no children who are under the age of 25? We need to know who this author was talking to when they wrote this piece. That will help us understand if this piece was effective or if it didn't quite hit the mark. Please remember that different groups include social status, socio-economic status, and political groups as well. This is the last sentence of your précis and should serve as one of the closing pieces of this paragraph. If you need to rewatch this video, go ahead and do so until you're clear about what goes inside of a précis. Next, we'll be practicing putting one together.